So in this video, I'm not going to talk crazy. I'm not going to talk like I'm some mage. I'm not going to talk about astrology or some BS like that. But what I am going to talk about is the law of attraction. Everyone has heard that term before, the law of attraction. You know, you attract what you put out there, all this type of things. And I want to dive deeper into like what that actually means, how you can apply it, but also talk about the other side of the law of attraction that people don't actually think about a lot, and I'm starting to see this more in my personal life among friends or just people I know. And let's dive into it. So everyone's obsessed with this law of attraction, right? You know, just think positive. You know, you'll attract good things, right? And that's true, right? You know, it is true that if you put out positive thoughts in the world, you know, in turn that you'll probably try harder. You'll set the right goals for yourself, and you'll attract good things. That's true. Right, but no one talks about the darker side, right? The dark side. And the truth is, you're always attracting, whether it's the quote-unquote lighter side or if it's the darker side. And even when you're negative, you're attracting, right? When you're bitter, when you're angry, when you're resentful, even if you're afraid, you attract exactly what matches that energy. And that's the part no one wants to admit. So, you know, if your life sucks, if your relationships are toxic, if you're always surrounded by drama, maybe it's not a coincidence, right? Maybe it's a mirror. This video is about the mirror and realizing that in yourself, right? So imagine a world where you're in an echo chamber, right? Whatever energy you project, it bounces back. If you yell out, "People are so fake," life finds a way to prove you right. If you walk around convinced, you know, you're a victim or your life is so hard, guess what? Life keeps putting you in that role, right? But if you walk in with self-respect, love, boundaries, you know, being proud of yourself, you attract differently. You're not just a magnet, you're a transmitter, and your signal never turns off. And the reason I'm making this video is because I have seen this firsthand, not only in my life, in the past, present, future, but also in the lives of friends or just people I know. And it's not this whole like, you know, manifestation rituals or trying to sound all, I guess, you know, guru-y. But at the end of the day, like, your thoughts, your habits, and your, I guess, vibe, they are always sending a signal, and they are always projecting energy into the universe. And I'll give you a good example of this. So I think we can all agree as men that, you know, dating in 2025 is extremely, it can be hard, right? Like, I mean, I have a girl, and like, I'm out of the market, but like when I was in the market, you know, there's a lot of women out there just that, quite frankly, the quality is pretty low. And same thing with guys. Like, there's also a lot of dudes out there that aren't good men, right? So the reason I'm bringing this up is there's someone I know in my personal life who I don't want to like crap talk him or anything, but he like he's basically a self-proclaimed quote unquote city boy. Like, he follows like these like stupid like city boy accounts on Instagram, and he like, you know, he likes like memes about like, you know, cheating in peace and like all this stupid crap like that, man. And he's always talking about how like he can't, you know, he can't find a good girl. And I told him, like, bro, like, you are not a good guy. That's what I said to him, because like, or at least he's not acting like one, right? Like, he is basically saying how like these women are, you know, these women are hoes, whatever. And like, he's basically saying that like, oh, I can't find a good woman. But it's like I told him, like, okay, bro, like, I understand what you're saying, but like, maybe you should also take a look at how you're acting and what you're attracting, right? Are you being a gentleman? Are you going out there being a leader, right? Are you going out there trying to better yourself as a man, put a dent in the universe? Are you going out there, you know, loving up your skill set, you know, making sure you're in the gym, treating women right, and actually like not wasting time on the low quality ones? Because if that was the case, you probably would have more time to focus on yourself and attract the good ones. Because the thing is, guys, like, trust me, like, I'm not trying to defend, you know, a certain gender, because like, I agree, like, there's a lot of crap people out there. I agree. But I'm just saying, like, if you're someone who just thinks that all women lie and all women are terrible, you're going to find terrible women, right? Like, you just will. And I've experienced this myself, because probably a couple years ago, I was like this, where I just, you know, thought that there was not going to be any girl that truly respects me. I thought that like, oh, like, you know, they're all the same. But like, when I started actually focusing on myself, forgetting about the girls, and really putting my energy into the universe and improving myself, like I found one that's very great. That's very great, right? And even though it is hard to find, my advice, like I said, is don't necessarily try to find it, right? More so find yourself and put good energy out there. And I truly believe that will help you attract kind of what you're looking for, right? I don't think being negative all the time is the right way to go. I really don't. It's the same thing. It's just whether you're talking about women, men, dating, or if you're talking about even just economic uncertainty. Like, I'll give you another example. I understand that the job market's terrible. I do. Like, the job market is horrible right now. The job market is probably like literally like the worst it's been since like the Great Depression, bro. It's pretty bad because you know, if you listen to the radio, it'll be like, oh, like, the unemployment rate's like, 4 point whatever percent, like blah, blah, blah. Like, that shit is not true, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, there was a study done. I don't know exactly who it was done, but it was basically, it put all the people in the United States who are of working age, who were either unemployed or unemployed longer than 6 months and actively still looking, and people that were making poverty wages, so like minimum wage jobs. And it was like 24%. So basically like 1 in 4 people in America are either unemployed after 6 months and looking for a job, or they're making like poverty wages. And the thing is, that's pretty bad, right? And I understand it's tough. I understand it's very hard to get a job. I myself like switched roles not too long ago, and I understand it's difficult. But you could either sit there and cry about it, right? You could sit there and cry about it, or you could go out there and find a job. And I understand it's hard. It's easier said than done, but you have to find ways to stand out. You have to find ways to stand out. You have to find ways to just go out there and get what you want in life, And that's the thing, like, there's this whole, like, sphere online of, like, like the red pill people, the black pill, and like, there's people that are like, oh, like it's doomed, and like, I don't know, I guess it's just like, I don't see the pro of thinking that way, right? Even if the world theoretically was doomed, which, I mean, we've gotten close, I just don't think it's necessarily beneficial to just give up and say it's over, so I might as well not even try. Like, just put good energy out in the universe and make sure your actions are reflecting that, Life isn't happening to you. It's reflecting from you, right? So, like, what beliefs are you holding that might be shaping your reality? If you believe that you can't go get a better job, you're not going to get one. It's that simple. It really is. Like, when I wanted to make a career change, when I wanted to make more income, when I wanted more freedom in my job, I didn't necessarily think that, I could do it back then, but like, got to a point where I knew I could do it. I kept banging my head against the wall, and I made it happen, right? And if you're someone who wants to, get a better job, make more money, you have to have that same mindset. You have to believe that you can do it, right? You have to believe that. If you're someone that is single and you want a woman to, date, marry, or potentially have kids with one day, you have to believe that's out there. You do. Because if you don't, it's like, what's the point, right? So it's like, you have to believe that. And you don't get what you want in life, you get what you are, right? Everyone wants to get rich, right? Everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants to get a six-pack, but not everyone gets that because you get what you are. Did you know that there's more millionaires in the United States than people who have six-packs? That's how rare having a six-pack is. The only reason I say that is because it's a very good example. And I'm not talking if you're 120 pounds and you have a six-pack. Like, I mean, you're just skinny. But I'm just saying, like, if you're someone that's, a full-grown adult with size on them and you have abs, that's rare. Like, it's very rare. If you're a millionaire, that's also rare. The point I'm trying to make, though, is there's a lot of people that want that, but you don't get what you want, you get what you are. The person who has the habits, the diet, the discipline, the cardio, the training, the millionaire, the person that has the discipline, the money-making skills, the networking, the consistency over a long enough time period, the investing, the long-term investing, those are the type of people that get where they want, not just what they like, because they implemented those habits and consistency on a long enough time basis. So the thing is, the internal work that I have to do, you guys have to do, everyone has to do, is going to beat the external aesthetics every time, right? So you truly believing in what you want in life, and you truly thinking you can get it is gonna be your best course of action. And I like I said, guys, if any of you guys are watching this and you're 10 minutes into this video, the thing I would say to you is like you just need to shift your frequency, right? You want better relationships? Become someone who gives what they want to receive, right? And this is something that I had to learn myself because I got into this whole like, self-improvement red pill stuff a couple years ago, but I was realizing that if you stay too long in that mindset, it can actually hurt you, right? We're taught, like us guys are taught that like girls do this, girls lie, but it's like if you stay in that mindset, once you finally get a relationship, you're gonna F it up because you don't trust them, right? So you have to unlearn things that you like, bad habits, but you also, like I said, have to put good energy into the universe and be what you want, right? So if you go on a date with a girl, right, and you like her, put the good energy out there, right? Like, I'm not saying you have to necessarily go too far or anything, but I'm saying like if you meet someone, things are going well, just be confident in yourself and tell her you want to see her again, right? It's fine. I mean, it's not, you don't have to be dishonest, but I also just think that you don't have to like fake it either. Just be yourself, put the energy out in the universe that you want, and you get what you are in life. And the reason I made this video is because, like I said, I've seen this both on the positive and the negative side. If you're someone who's constantly putting negative energy into the universe, you need to stop it. The reason being is because you're just going to dig yourself a bigger hole. You're literally creating the path to exactly what you're talking about. So why not create the good path? Why not talk positively, right? If you want more peace, stop feeding into the chaos, right? You have to start with values. Everyone talks about, vision boards and like, putting something up on the wall and talking about what they want. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, like you have to still act like that and talk like that too. You can't just say you want it. You have to act like it. And the law of attraction and this whole manifesting stuff and this whole universal rule isn't just about wishing and waiting. It's about becoming, right? You don't attract what you fantasize about. You attract what you tolerate and what you truly want and what you truly act on. What you think about when you're alone, what you say when you're angry, and what you believe when no one's watching. So here's the real question. What are you putting into the world? Because it's coming back to you one way or the other. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's one belief maybe you've realized might be attracting the wrong energy into your life? And maybe what's one thing that you're going to do differently this week to shift your frequency? If this hit you in the chest, like the video, share it, subscribe. I've got more content coming soon, whether it's about this or other topics. And we're all on this journey together, and I appreciate every single one of you. Level Up Strategy out.